Hey guys, so today you and I are going to talk about what are some dead giveaways that someone is the smartest programmer in the room. So let's get into it. So basically the question in question here is, how do you spot the smartest programmer in a room? And this is a very tricky one because, of course we need then to define what do you mean by the smartest programmer in the room? But I'll just kind of go with my experience on this one. And I will define the smartest programmer in a room not as the person who has the fanciest degree or anything like that. I'm going to define it as the person who is the most experienced and the most productive, very likely. The person who is going to do a good, like the sort of person who understands the problem that you are solving. They will solve it in an efficient, experienced manner. I don't care if you're solving a computer science problem or whatever you're solving, it's the sort of person who will get stuff done and it will stay fixed, the thing that they're fixing, and it will be efficient and sustainable. All of these requirements I think are as more important than just, some IQ or like, can you, I don't know, implement a mathematical function that does blah. Anywho, the easiest way to spot this is, in my experience, usually the smartest programmer in the room is the person who, while you're getting, like if you're in a meeting or things of this nature and you're explaining the problem to this individual or to a group of individuals, this person is the person who's going to ask the most relevant follow-up questions. You see, usually how it goes in software development is that depending on the problem, some problems are very, very simple, but every single problem, regardless of if it's simple or if it's difficult, when a stakeholder explains it to you, you are going to have to ask certain questions that are relevant in order for you to know the specifics of what it is that you're actually going to solve. And that's the key thing here. The more relevant the questions that the person is asking, the better, because that indicates something. And that indicates that if the developer can ask really, really relevant questions that are necessary to have an answer to in order to actually deliver the solution, that means that this person has already figured out a rough solution of what it is that they want to build, or like how it's actually going to work. And in their head, they've already planned out the steps that they need to take in order to deliver on this project or this story. But as they have planned it out in their head, they already now know that some steps are known. In other words, they know how to do this, but they also figured out very quickly that, okay, there are a few questions here that I need to get answered in order for me to know how to solve the problem 100%. An example is that if somebody asks you to build a widget of some sort, some form of website or something like that, the first questions that should start popping into your head is, it's going to be responsive. Are we going self-hosted, or are we doing a cloud solution? How long do I have? Like all of these sorts of questions starts to kind of pop up because the actual building of the website is like trivial to a person that has real experience, and it doesn't have to be something like that. It can be any type of system. You just having a person in a room that very clearly starts asking the correct questions immediately indicates that they have a full understanding of the problem and they now know what they need to figure out, because you always have to figure out something from the stakeholder, the specifics of the opinions that the stakeholder has about the details. That's usually the person who is going to be the most experienced and the most intelligent programmer in the room. And this is just me, of course, basing that on my personal experiences, but I mean, every programmer I have ever worked with who is truly, truly gifted and truly good at what they do has, as I said, it's kind of like someone who's very good with mathematics, while the rest of the people are just still waiting to like hear, or some people need to use a calculator, and some people have already solved it in their head, and now they're actually trying to figure out the specifics of the problem to just make really, really sure that they have the correct answer. So that's going to be my answer. So what I want you to take away from this is that if you want to spot the most intelligent and most talented programmer in a room, you just basically set them all down in a room and try to explain a problem that you need solving, and basically set up the specification for a project at the company. And usually the person with the most amount of experience is the person who will ask the most relevant questions to solving this problem, because the more relevant the question, the more intuition they have for what to actually do. They have very likely already solved in their head the big parts of the problem, and now they're actually already on trying to figure out the small details that are going to come up later in the process. And usually this is a step-by-step process. They just map out every step they need to take, and some steps are known, some steps are unknown, and they need to get those unknowns out of the way so that they can actually deliver the project. And usually you will find that these people produce fairly quickly, and they deliver in a very efficient manner. That's usually at least how I spot the smartest developer in a room. Have a great day.